Hi everyone, welcome to the Unit 4 lesson on pitch dictation. For this lesson, we are going to do major and minor. So we're going to get back to combining them. We're going to do the full major scale, and we're going to add in some leaps. So leaps up to a perfect fifth. It's going to be okay. All right. So let's do a couple practice and we'll walk through it as we go. The first one is going to be in major and treble clef. We're sticking with 8 pitches. And it is in E major. So let's set up our staff to start. And you're going to start on Do, okay? So I have E major, starting on Do. We're going to end on Do. And 6 pitches in between. Okay, so this first listening, I just want you to listen. Don't write anything down. Don't even worry about arrows or skips or steps or anything. The only thing I do want you to catch is which octave Do do we end on, okay? So your key, we're starting here, okay? Good, so let's do it. Okay, so which octave do we end in? Up there, right? Up in at the top end of the staff. So let's go ahead and write that in. Okay, good. So now we know where we're going. And this next listening, draw arrows. So up or down, that's all you need to worry about. So no worrying about steps or skips or leaps, just contour. All right. Okay, let's try that again. So one more listening for arrows. Okay, so you should have, do this in a different color. Down, up, 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 and then we're going to go down, and then we go up to the end, right? So only one down. Okay, so down, up, 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 down, up, up. So now start to differentiate skips, steps, leaps. Or steps, skips, leaps. Remember, step is one note to the next one. Skip is a third, so it kind of sounds like it's outlining a chord. And a leap would be something more dramatic. Okay? So make a note. We'll do 2 listenings for that. Also, one thing you want to start listening for is, does anything come back? So if you hear a note, do you hear it again? That's a big clue. Or if you don't hear it again, that's another big clue. Because sometimes if you're not sure if something's stepping or skipping, but it's a new note, that can answer that question for you, okay? Let's try it. Okay, so at the end, notes 6, 7, and 8, we have a pretty big leap between 6 and 7, okay? So be listening for that. That is a big dramatic leap, and we're going to talk about how you can figure that out. So don't worry about it yet, okay? So one more listening just for steps, skips, leaps. Okay, so let's go through it and maybe even sing if you need to. Do, do. That's pretty small, right? Da, 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 da. Step, and where is it stepping down to? So think about the solfege ladder. I'll put it up on the screen. Do, down to T. And then does it go back to Do? No, it doesn't. Da, da, dee. Does it go really far? Is it a leap? No, so it has to be Re. So Do, T, Re, because it's just a skip. I'll mark it in here. Do, T, up to Re. And then, let's listen. Da, 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 da. Sing it with me. Da, 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 do, ti, re, mi. Then, mi, da. Listen from the beginning. Do, listen and sing. Do, 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 do. Da, da. Now, a clue comes with the next note. Da, da, da. Just like what I was talking about. It goes up, da, da, and then it comes back down, but it's to a new note. So that tells you this has to be a skip, because then it goes down by step. Okay, so it's doing a little cozying around it. And there's a word for it, I can't remember. So a mi, sol, fa, mi, sol, fa. And then we have this big leap up, but it leaps to a tendency tone. Da, da, da. And it's also a leap by a tritone. So that might stick out to you. There's a couple ways you can think about this. So you can ask yourself, what's the interval? And you can slow it down and sing it kind of in your head. Do, 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 do. That's a tritone. Da, da. But it also resolves to do. Da, da, da. It pulls up. So if it's leaping up to a note that pulls up to do, it has to be going T, do, okay? So that's one way that you can figure out those leaps, is listening for where it resolves to and the context clues for what's going around it. So that's one step. Let's try one in minor. Okay, so this time we're going to be in bass clef. We are going to be in C minor, and we're going to start on May in the staff. So go ahead and get that set up. So C minor, starting on May. What pitch is May in the key of C minor? E flat. Good. So, and again, 8 pitches. And we're going to end on do. Always end on do. Okay, so you should have this. C minor, starting on E flat, ending on do, 6 pitches in between. Okay, good. So let's give it a shot. First of all, here's your key. We're starting here, okay? So first time, just listen. Don't worry about writing anything down. Just take it all in and decide which octave do you end on. Up here, down here. We're starting here. Okay. Okay. Now, 2 listenings for your arrows, down or up. Okay, once more for arrows. Okay, so let's write in our arrows before going on. So we go down, down, up, 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 down. And which octave do we end in? The one in the staff, right? C3, if you're following along with your octave designations. Okay, so let's listen now for the steps, skips, leaps. Good time to sing along or sing back if you need to or if you can. Okay? Again. Okay, so we have a pretty big leap right off the bat, right here between notes 2 and 3. So let's figure out those notes and then figure out the rest of it, okay? Because you have to know where you're leaping to get the rest of the notes. You could work some of this backwards though, actually. So let's do that. So first of all, let's figure out the leap, and then I'll show you how to work it backwards. So from May to the next note, da, da, that's just a half step, right? May, re. So May, or E flat to D, and then a leap. Da, da, da. Ask yourself a question. How does that note feel? Again, remember I talk a lot about the feelings of solfege pitches. Does it feel like you're going to somewhere that is amorphous, like a lay? Or does it feel like something that's kind of almost a place of rest? Bum, bum, bum. It feels kind of like a place of rest. Part of that is the way those starting pitches work, but part of it's also because it's May, Re, Sol. So leaps down to Sol, which is here. Okay, now if you couldn't get that, let's look at how you could work it backwards. So how do we get to Do at the end? Dee-dum. Is that a step or a skip? It's moving down. It's a skip. And it's May, Do, and May, Do has a similar amorphous feeling. Like remember last week we talked about Lay, Do, May, Do. It's not as forceful as a Re or a Ti or a Sol, Do. If you remember our chord discussion, because it's part of the one chord, so we've already arrived at one, and so it doesn't feel quite as strong. Okay, when you have that 5 chord motion going to the 1, it's a lot stronger of an ending. So we're going down to May, Do. If you're able to get that, and then you got da dum bum, you would have Lay, May, Do, Lay, May, Do, and then how do we get there? So we're going up. So if we're working backwards from the beginning again, dum bum 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 bum. Dee da, so da dee da dee. Is that a skip or a step? So far we have a skip. This is a skip. This is a tricky step. It's that. So here, if this is a skip, it's going to be, sorry, this is Re. Re, May, Do. Ti, Re, May, Do. So it's skip, Ti, Re, Do. And then here, we don't have a lot of options. Well, we already know this is Sol, but if you get stuck, Lay, Ti, Re, May, Do. So this is that augmented second that we talked about last week. So Lay, Ti, remember you have to raise your T in minor. Re, May, Do. So let's sing along. May, Re, Sol, Lay, Ti, Re, May, Do. Okay, and you might hear that May that we start on comes back again at the end. Okay, so these are, I will admit, a little tricky. So you want to be give yourself enough time to really practice and integrate these and really get the hang of it. So focus in. If you need to slow down and spend some extra time on this exercise before moving on to the melodic dictation, I would recommend that. I would actually recommend kind of doing this and the sight singing at the same time. So maybe go on and watch the sight singing video and do some sight singing practice and some pitch dictation practice and go back and forth, and they will feed off of each other, okay? So go do that. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.